There's the DV. Well, right now we're in Maine.
Notice the winter jacket.
Yes, the colder attire. And it's not really that cold today.
52.
It's, yeah, not that bad. It's going to get colder tomorrow, I think. And both of us need our hairs cut. So that's first thing. You got to pick up a few things at the grocery store. And I've been practicing this morning, which will be a whole nother topic, on making coffee.
Roasting coffee.
Roasting coffee, right, not making it. The making it will be later. I'm testing different ways to make it. But we got this coffee roaster, just a little one. It's like a fancy popcorn maker, really. And so now I've got to learn, bought some green beans, and now I've got to learn how to do that. Well, we're going to do a little bit more Christmas shopping, food shopping. What else we got to do?
Toy shopping.
Toy shopping, yeah. Toy shopping for the grandkids. I've been experimenting with coffee, and that's making it, you know, from green beans. And it's quite the learning process. It really is. Just to get it sort of where you want it with the taste. I mean, it's kind of hard to describe. You know, a lot of the coffees that you buy like in a grocery store are just overcooked coffees or over roasted, and they don't have the same taste. So I'm trying to work on getting something that has some really good flavors.
Yes, we're going too fast.
Everything you've seen so far is the DJI Osmo Pocket. So I'm still learning with it. I love its size because it's so easy to have compared to the other one. And I think the microphone is way better. I don't know, I'll have to try it outside because we have a lot of wind today. So I'll have to try it outside and see what that is up against wind, because wind usually is a problem. Okay, this that I'm using now is not the Osmo, the Pocket Osmo. This is the iPhone 10. Haircuts are done.
Beautiful.
And then lunch, and then later this afternoon, got to do some errands, and then I don't know.
Another half.
Well, it's getting colder. 38, and like almost 4 o'clock. We're headed out to do some errands. A few more cars here than in Luther. Just in this section, probably. Oh yeah, there's a barn, but I don't know. Don't worry. Don't worry. Be happy. Well, just about back to the house. Remember I had a, I don't know if you remember that or not, the Wawa tattoo? Well, let's just say someone else got something today. Oh, I did, yes, but we're not talking about me. We're talking about somebody else. How's that for a mystery?
Looks like new windows up there.
So yeah, I got, let's see, I got, what, 3 tattoos? Yeah, 3. Yeah, technically 3, because one of them is actually 3 in 1.
And then, so 5, 6.
6?
Yeah.
No, 1, 2, 3, 4,
Capricorn,
5, 6.
Arrow.
Oh yeah, I did
Yep.
get 6 tattoos today.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
But we're not talking about me. It's, you know, the other.
She got one. Little one.
She got one.
Just a little one.
Just a little one. Yeah, it'll be a little tricky to make guacamole. Avocados aren't ready. I know that probably doesn't seem like a normal Christmas thing, guacamole, but Sid's made it for a long time, so people have asked for it.
Come true, expect it.
Right. Okay, this is, you just hit this button and it'll flip it around so that the camera is facing you. But see, it's not a real wide angle camera, and I can't see if I'm seeing Sid or not right now.
Nope.
Nope. Okay, how's that? There you are. Okay. And so there's a little bit of learning with the Osmo, and it, like probably most things, is going to have its certain uses and things that are not going to be great for, but you know, just the size factor alone. And I'll put up something later on the difference in the size between this one and the original Osmo. I'm not sure picture quality could be different. I would think it's going to be a bit different because the whole other unit is larger, so it's going to have a It should have a bigger sensor, everything else about it, but I'll have to look at that later. The one thing on a plus side with the Pocket Osmo is it starts up like really fast. You hit the button, beep, 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 does it spin, and she's ready to go. It takes a little bit longer on the original Osmo. Errands are done, car's gassed up.
How much per gallon?
Gas was $2.36, but then we get the gas 10 cents off a gallon because we pay with our phone. So that saves a little bit of money. So this afternoon, after lunch and all that, I think I'm going to, I roasted some different coffees this morning, and I'm going to test those out, see what they're like, and then maybe roast up a few more and see how those turn out. You know, like I said, I'm trying to figure out the best way to make it so that I can, and I'm writing it all down, so it's very scientific. So many grams of coffee, so long on the roast, when I switch the fan, etc., etc. So it can be, I can try to get consistency to it. One of the other things with the Pocket, and I don't know how that's going to work out in the long term, is that you can't change the battery. The battery is internal. So I imagine you could send it back to them and get another battery that way, but you just can't pop in batteries like you do with the Osmo. Charge it up and have an extra couple. You've got this battery, and that's about it. How long that battery will, I mean, last lifetime, not just for single uses like this, that I'm not sure of.
Does it have a car charger?
No, but it charges on the bottom through a USB. So, like this car has a USB port, right. So you could have an adapter for a, you know, cigarette lighter or whatever.
Yeah.
So it works for that. But it's how long will the life of the battery last? Not, like I said, not in uses, but in its lifetime. Will it last 6 months, a year, 2 years? I don't know. Yes, and as Sid just pointed out, we can take it to Eleuthera, where everything should be the international testing ground for products, between the fine salt air, the heat, humidity, all those things. Every company should have a factory testing ground. Okay, here, try. Go out, walk around with this, see how long this lasts for you.
See how long the rubber lasts before it deteriorates and turns into yucky gum.
I know, that happened with the GoPro charger. It's like it's turned to mushy rubber. So one of the other things I've been experimenting with coffee is not only the roast, because I've done, I have different roast times that I've done. I keep track of it all, which one tastes good, which one's bitter, which, all that kind of stuff, but also how they brew out. So I had done a bunch of them with a 30 gram to 300 grams, 30 grams being the coffee. And then I also, marked down what I do for the grind, coarse or fine. And then what I do is I put the coffee in. The other parts you saw were where the coffee blooms. The CO2 is coming out of it, from what I've learned. And next is what I do is I add a little bit of water, just enough to make that bloom. Then I wait like 30, 45 seconds. Let that go through. It gets not all of it, but most of the carbon dioxide out. And then I add water 4 more times. Very gradual until I get this up to 300 grams. So that way, see, the scale has already been set. It's been teared down so that this doesn't weigh. That 23 is the weight of that coffee, because I'm now trying a 23 to 300 ratio. See what that does to the mix. It's like a big science project. Okay, so there's the first part where the coffee, I don't know if you can see it. It's sort of like bubbling up. It's like a mound. And you can see every once in a while there's a bubble. But you want to put just enough in there. And I still am working on that one. So that you hardly have anything dripping through. It's just the water in there doing its thing. I went a touch over on this one. I wanted that to be 300 grams, not 302, but it shouldn't affect it drastically. And I've got other ones over here. See, and I mark them down, and I mark what they are, and then I test them, and then Sid tries them, and then I mark everything in the book. Sounds like fun, huh? Or do you think Todd's gone crazy?